As I already said, today we're going to talk, like always, we will talk about crypto markets review, what is happening, and some interesting things are happening. We're going to talk about industry news. By industry news, I mean the things that define the industry. I mean, we are not able to talk about everything that's happening. I mean, because there are so many things that are happening in this world every day. But I select those that I think reflect the situation and the things that are defining the situation, not only reflect, but also define. And then we are going to talk about, as I said, about Cardano and Polkadot prospects and the trading among them and trading with them, investing with them. And of course, since we are in the Crypto Academy, I'm going to tell you about very, very productive and effective way of trading. I mean, if you want to know more about it, we will have special webinars, special sessions to explain exactly how to use it. But you need to understand what it is even before you can start using it. Okay, so let's go ahead. We always talk about four major cryptos: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and Litecoin. I always start with Bitcoin. Today, actually, I forgot to change the order because today I wanted to start with Ethereum. Let's go to Ethereum first. Ethereum is behaving unbelievably. I mean, seems like it didn't even catch the thought of this slowdown of correction that most other cryptos went through. This is daily, and I took this today, a couple of hours ago. Today, made this slide. It's already at 34. At this moment when I took it, it is at 3,437. This is incredible. And this is how it looks on the 4-hour chart. Yes, there were some correction, but not very, very significant one. Let's go back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin does not behave in such a outstanding way. It's behaving in a regular way for crypto that is on a rise, but going through certain corrections. You know, just yesterday I was talking to one of my colleagues, one of the who is just starting to trade. And she said, well, what's going on with Bitcoin? I mean, should we continue? I mean, do we know why is it going down? If anyone in the world tells you that he or she knows exactly what's going on with any asset, and don't believe this person, okay? Because no one ever knows. We know with a certain degree of certainty, but we never can give 100% guarantee what is going on. We know that Bitcoin, nothing has changed. The reasons that were pushing Bitcoin up and other cryptos up are still there. It's still the favorite tool of people who try to save some money. Save meaning to the like storage instrument. For some people who are investing for technology, it's still there. Well, we talked about this drop down. It's because of the situation with the capital gains tax in the US. Seems like it's recovered and it's already settled in a flat corridor. And this is how it looks on 4-hour chart. Exactly like many of you, I'm sure, saw this in other cryptos and maybe in some other instruments from Forex. Let me tell you one very, very important thing. If you have to, and we talked about it before, but I want to mention it again. Difference between investing and trading. Look, if you are an investor and you believe in this asset the same way as I do, for example, and most of my colleagues do, don't look daily on the screen. I mean, you got in, you tell yourself, okay, I'm going to sell it when it reaches, I don't know, 100,000 or 200,000 or 500,000. I mean, it depends on your feeling, okay? And don't look at the screen anymore. If you are a trade, and because every time Bitcoin is going to go through correction, Bitcoin or Ethereum or other cryptos, every time these assets are going to go through correction, you're going to have, you will be very upset. You will start thinking, oh, maybe this is the end of the bubble. Maybe this is the end. Maybe this is like really downside. And maybe next stop is like, I don't know, $1,000. Maybe. Nobody knows. We don't believe in that. And you shouldn't. But every time you have this feeling, it takes a little bit of your health. It takes a little bit of your peace of mind. If you're an investor, don't don't follow the markets. If you are a trader, follow the markets and enjoy every time Bitcoin or other crypto are going through the correction like this. Because this gives you additional opportunity to make additional profit. If you follow one of my strategies, and I mentioned it before, and it shows exactly it shows how well it works on this picture. You right here looking at this Japanese, not Japanese, Heikin-Ashi candle and the oscillator, stochastic oscillator, we could predict, we could make a prognosis that the market is going to go down, and it did. Here we made a prognosis that the market is going to go up, and it did. So if you're a trader, enjoy the moments of the market is of the fluctuation in the market. Okay, so let's go further. So we talked about ETH. Litecoin behaves very, very similar to other cryptos. And of course, we are very, very concerned with what is happening with Ripple, with XRP, up until recently, up until I think yesterday or the day before yesterday, it was the fourth in capital capitalization. I'm sorry, crypto in the world. Not anymore. Who took its place? We'll talk about it in a few minutes. But it's still we are watching it not only because it's a very important asset, but mostly because of its never-ending standoff with SEC. We're all waiting what's going to happen with them. Okay, so let's talk about Cardano, which is the symbol for his ADA. I will say in a second why it is ADA, and Polkadot DOT. Just to briefly mention what we were talking about, these are what you see on your screen, including Cardano and Polkadot, are top 10 cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance Coin, Tether, Ripple, Litecoin, Chainlink, and Stellar. We are going to talk today about Cardano, but before, let's only very, very briefly mention what you have to consider when you are deciding whether you want to go into a particular not trade, invest into a particular coin or not. And these are several major factors. One is how long the cryptocurrency been around. For most of them, it's playing very well, like Ether, like even Cardano. It doesn't play as well for Polkadot. We'll see it in a few minutes. Track records, how well the company performed during the time in business. The company meaning the project. And of course, we know that Ethereum, for example, performed very, very well. Smart contracts, NFT, DeFi, it's all based on Ethereum protocol. So, for example, for the track record is good for Ethereum. What is the technology behind it? How does it compare to others in usability, in the friendliness, security, very important. So this is very important. And one of the most important parameters is how fast the transaction going on. Adoption rate, how many people using this? I mean, this is very, very important, not only because you want to see how other people do. No, not only because of this. It's very, very important for liquidity. You remember that every transaction in the market is double-sided. Somebody has, I mean, whenever you want to sell something, there must be someone who wants to buy it. Whenever you want to buy it, there must be someone who wants to sell it. So if the market is large, if there are many people in the particular asset, it's easy to find the counterpart to your decision. Not as easy when the market is small. So it's a very, very important thing, the adoption rate. Okay, and well, there is an important thing about risks of investing. I mean, I already mentioned it briefly. Don't be discouraged by, it's my advice, don't be discouraged by fluctuation in the market. You may lose some money one day, you will make profit the other day. Go to day trading and make more money if you know how to do it. Okay? Okay, so why do we want to think about other? I mean, we know Bitcoin is working well. We say Bitcoin, we think about crypto. We say crypto, we think about Bitcoin or Ethereum. Why do we need others? Very, very simple. Investors are always looking for the new technology, for opportunities to widen their circle of interest. And that's what's happening. That's why they're looking at Cardano and Polkadot. Let's look at them a little bit more thoroughly. Okay, so what is Cardano? Cardano network, and by the way, this is, you're not going to become an expert in Cardano and Polkadot after this meeting. No, but you will know what it is. And if you decide to move ahead and get more information about it, you always find it either from myself or from my colleagues in QubitLife. So anyway, so Cardano network has a smaller footprint, which is very, very good because it uses less energy for transaction and for transaction than, for example, than Bitcoin. Transactions are faster and cheaper. And Cardano consistently improving its development. I mean, they're working on it. No one is working, I think, on Bitcoin as it is. Maybe on some forks, yes, but no one is working on Bitcoin as it is. Cardano is trying to increase to better their security every day, basically every day. What are the risks of investing in Cardano? Because whenever we talk about advantages, we need to talk about risks as well. Even if we have a better network, Cardano is a smaller in terms of capitalization crypto, and we talked about it just a few minutes ago. You need to have large following of any crypto that you're using in order to be liquid. And of course, if we have less people who are using Cardano, we have less developers, and that is not very good. Okay, and but we know, I don't know them personally, but I know that the people who are in charge of Cardano protocol are thinking of developing it very, very well, very, very soon. Now, Polkadot. Polkadot actually is one of the assets that been introduced just recently, very, very recently. It was created by a team of very, very good team of developers, and one of the Ethereum leaders was also there. What is the difference of Polkadot blockchain? Instead of having one lane, sort of, to complete the transaction, Polkadot has several lanes for each transaction. And also what it does, it gives the people who hold their tokens, it gives the opportunity to make a decision on different things, how to develop the protocol, on network fees, on network upgrades, on establishing, on removing parachains, which are these different chains for transactions. So this is very interesting. So you are becoming sort of the owner, and of course it depends on how many tokens you have. But even with one token, you are already can participate in this decision making. What are the risks? One of the major risks that I said is that only at the end of last year, Polkadot began trading on the stock market, on the market. Very, very short history. It doesn't have track record, and it doesn't compare it to other assets. And of course, it becomes, because of that, it becomes more riskier more risky investor for potential buyers. Now let's talk about it in details, okay? Because this was like an introduction in better details. Cardano is using its own blockchain. This blockchain was developed by Charles Hoskinson 4 years ago. And as you know, what is blockchain? Every time someone buys or sells, the information about it is recorded on the platform blockchain. It's more transparent than Bitcoin or Ethereum. Anyone can see it. It's actually governed, managed by centralized, if you will, centralized body, but still it's decentralized. And as I said, the idea was that for Cardano is to make sure that you can influence the development of the cryptocurrency, even if you're a small sort of shareholder. You're not a shareholder, holder of tokens. Well, as I already said, everyone who owns Cardano has the right to vote on any changes in the software. The picture of this wonderful lady is, you know what, I forgot her last name. I'm sorry, I forgot her. Longfellow, I think. Ada Longfellow. She was the first computer programmer, if we may say so. And in her name, the token is called Ada. Beautiful lady, I think. Okay, many questions people ask. People are wondering, can Cardano displace Ethereum? Why would we think about it? Because Cardano is a smart contract platform, the same way as is Ethereum or Polkadot. Many people who believe, who are fans of Cardano, believe that it will eventually displace Ethereum and others. Well, it's not totally ungrounded. High speed and low fee is very, very important. Ethereum, on the other hand, is not going to give up its position easily. The whole most of NFT NFT marketplace is based on Ethereum. Ethereum is also based for decentralized finance, but it is expensive. For every Ethereum transaction, you need to use gas, and the more complicated your task is, the more money you need to spend on this gas. So Cardano is there, okay. And one very, very important thing here also is Cardano is very, very humanistic, if I may say so, oriented. It has potential to help billions of people who live in the countries, in the areas of the world who are underbanked, who are poor, which have no electricity. No electricity you have to have in order to use internet, who don't have the most important thing, transparent banking. There are many areas in the world that are, and Cardano becoming very, very strong in Africa right now. From Ethiopia, where they help farmers, and we will see in a second, school children, to Senegal, where their blockchain is implementing the fair election process. And doing good thing for the humankind turns out to be very good for business. I mean, Africa now is the backyard of Cardano in the sense that a lot of people, a lot of possibilities for business development there. And one of them is, just going to tell you, I think it was just few days ago, Cardano signed an agreement with Ethiopia Ministry of Education, and they're going to use their blockchain, introduce a blockchain-based system, Cardano blockchain system, in order to track, to follow the students' performances. And there are other examples. So let's watch Cardano in terms of fundamental analysis. Cardano is a very, very good candidate for investment. How does it move up? 16% in a month, 3,557% in 1 year. Reasons for that, we talked about it. Very liquid market, appearing, oh yeah, and also it was actually listed on Coinbase and on Bloomberg Terminal. This is very, very important. If you want to compare it to Ethereum, this year to date, Ethereum is up 115%, which is a lot, which is, I think is a lot. ADA, Cardano is up 517%. It seems like it's a very, very good competitor of Ethereum and Polkadot, as we will see in a second. And this is a prediction on one of the analytical companies, forecast from today until 2028. Well, it's not hundreds or thousands of percent, but it's a very, very significant increase in price, from about 1 to more than $4 per token. This is a very, very significant increase in price, and this is what we actually expect, how we expect the other cryptocurrencies to develop as well. Now let's talk about a little bit Polkadot. Polkadot is slightly different. It's mostly oriented on the new blockchain. What do I mean by new blockchain? This blockchain supports multiple chains within one single network. It allows communication between public and private blockchains and promotes network without forking. We don't need forking in the Polkadot ecosystem. It's at first, I like the thought so much, I even put it in green. Polkadot is the first interoperability protocol that enables different blockchain networks to work together under the protection of the same shared security. So this is like a connector of blockchains, of different blockchains. Well, basically, it already means what it is for. The goal is to broaden the functionality of different blockchains and allow, as I said, cross-blockchain transfer of tokens and data, which is very, very important, and other assets. That's very, very important and very, very technologically advanced. And some people say that it's a foundation of new internet, which is called Web 3.0, peer-to-peer internet. So we'll see, but let's have a look at this picture. I mean, the way the web was developing. First, Web 1.0, it mostly e-commerce, which actually grew into something like Amazon and some other major whales of the business. And Web 2.0, mostly social networks and applications. And right now we're in the beginning of Web 3.0, that's artificial intelligence driven services, and most importantly, decentralization. And this is where Cardano and where Polkadot becoming very, very agile. Well, and people don't let this pass by. They call this, it's another Ethereum killer. Why is it Ethereum killer? I already mentioned it. Ethereum uses gas and for its transaction, and that is, of course, very, very expensive. Could get very, very expensive. So even though Polkadot and ETH are both are major platforms for smart contracts, Polkadot has has preference here, rather important preference. And of course, the fact that Polkadot can interact with other blockchains is very, very important. Well, how far it will go, and it's actually a favorite tool of developers. It gives them additional ability to create apps which communicate with each other. So to answer the question, which one of these, Ethereum, Polkadot, Cardano, whatever, EOS, what is the best? Difficult. Each one of them has its own technology behind them, its own advantages, and I'm sure they are all going to be in demand next for a long time. How the price prediction goes, the prediction goes that it will go from 50 to about 150 in a few years, which is also very, very significant growth. So to complete this, to finish with this, there are many, many different crypto assets that are very useful, that's very good for investing and for trading. I intentionally do not talk about trading, because trading in assets that are not very adopted by many people is difficult, is unpredictable. But for investment, these two are very, very good candidates for investment, Cardano and Polkadot. And many developers, companies in the world know that, and lots of money goes into the development of these two particular cryptos. Okay, now let's talk about in general. I want to start from a small. It's like almost like a joke, but it's not. A company in the U.S. paid its employees in crypto. In Bitcoin, I don't know which one in particular. When Bitcoin, when this crypto rose 700% in value, the company said, okay, give us back the crypto, we'll pay you back in dollars. What do you think? Is it fair or not? I don't think it's fair. Because just think about it. What if the crypto would go to zero or decrease in value? Would the company decide that agrees to replenish the crypto by replace the crypto by dollars? I don't think so. But what is important, and it's one of the reasons I actually brought this up here. What is very, very important is that outcome of this situation will be in the way defined by the way the contract was contract of this employment contract with the company was drawn. Always carefully look at your contracts. This is very, very important. Okay, now the world, we talked about Ethereum, we're going to talk about it more now. The way Ethereum is going to the moon is incredible, and it made Vitalik Buterin, one of the founders, actually the largest, made Vitalik Buterin the youngest billionaire, crypto billionaire in the world. With market capitalization and the price of Ethereum going through the roof, I think Vitalik Buterin has about 300,000 coins, and that he is the youngest crypto billionaire. But he is a nice one as well. I mean, he just donated about $600,000 to COVID relief fund in India. So what makes it go to the moon? What made Vitalik a billionaire? Well, it's a 350% gain this year. Well, I selected this word mere. Bitcoin went up only by 90%, which only is not a good word for 90% increase in few months. in just last week, Ether went up by 30%. So what exactly is the reasons for that? There are several reasons. First of all, the reasons are fundamental. Ethereum, these are the words of one of the chief investment officer of investment company Arca. The reasons for Ethereum going up is that it became part of the mainstream. Given the rise of direct speech to Mr. Dorman, I mean, Ethereum crossed the Rubicon to the mainstream. And it's difficult, even though it's difficult to understand it, investors are finding all the reasons to add ETH to their portfolios. Just the same way as they do with Bitcoin. It's really mainstream. How did it become mainstream? Dow Jones indices validated crypto and the Ethereum. And this is very, very important. It's launching Dow Jones, S&P Dow Jones is launching Bitcoin index, Ethereum index, and crypto megacap index. So all these assets are becoming part of the mainstream markets. And this is very, very advantageous for the asset. Also, Ethereum, because of its use in DeFi, becoming hedge against central bank printers. I mean, you know that every time there's something going on in the world, which inflation, anything, central banks turn on their printers and start printing money. When you do it in Ethereum, you are actually, and when they print new money, the price, it's inflation, the price, the value of each dollar or euro or whatever is going down. It doesn't happen with Ethereum, it doesn't happen with Bitcoin. In Ethereum, even more so because of DeFi products. Now, so we will be watching Ethereum very, very careful, and I'll be telling you all about it every time, because I personally, Ethereum is the major candidate for my personal investment. I invest my funds in Ethereum very, very significantly these days. I did not include the slide in which there were prospects of Ethereum going to 10 and even 15,000 within the next couple of years. I will include it next year. I will show you this. Right now, just you will have to take my word for it. Now, what's happening with XRP, with Ripple? Ripple now accounts for 3% of the total crypto market cap. It's a huge, huge number. More than 40% jump in 7 days. And you know, after I made this slide, this thing changed. It's not anymore the fourth largest cryptocurrency in the world. Another one has, another crypto became the fourth largest. I will tell you in just a couple of minutes about it. It's, as I said, never-ending story about crusade against SEC. Of now, the holders, XRP holders, are starting the fight, and that, of course, in a way, might help Ripple, or on the other hand, it may damage the fight. We will see. The development of crypto, the coming of crypto into our daily life is staggering. PayPal is going to launch their own stablecoin. Sotheby is accepting now Bitcoin and Ether on their next auction. Well, it's going to be auction of Banksy, but still, I mean, it doesn't matter, and because they already used the Bitcoin and Ethereum for purchases. accepted it already for purchases. eBay is looking at accepting cryptocurrency, and eBay has 187 million buyers on the platform. That is, of course, going to be a major, major move toward making crypto even more mainstream than it is now. They're also going to make their own marketplace for NFT. So their crypto is among different new ways of using payment methods. Now, MasterCard conducted a survey of not that many consumers, but still about 16,000 in many countries. 4 out of 10 people are planning to use crypto next year. This is very, very. I mean, I know you maybe you're getting tired of me telling you all this all the time, but indeed, it's happening every day. We see something that is enlarging the crypto acceptance, and I'm telling you only about a few of those. In Nigeria, I want to mention Nigeria actually in a very, very special way. You remember, the government of Nigeria regulates companies that are involved in crypto business very severely, up to closing the bank accounts of these companies, and almost prohibiting crypto altogether. It doesn't matter. The peer-to-peer, which means between the holders, between the transition, the movement, transaction between the holders of crypto is continuing. And now it reached 1.5 billion in the first 4 months of 2021. That's on one exchange only, Paxful, one of the largest exchanges. Now there's like almost a third of Paxful of this exchange volume, which is about $5 billion. It means that what I mentioned before, it's almost impossible, next to impossible, to stop developing of crypto. They will close exchanges. It will go through the peer-to-peer transactions. And in Venezuela, many people find in Venezuela, it's I don't know how easy to live there, because I didn't know that. Nicolas Maduro announced minimum wage increase. Sounds good, right? The raise 300%. Sounds good, right? $3 per month. This is now the minimum wage in Venezuela. That is less money than a family needs to buy food every day. So a lot of Venezuelans are working outside of the country, but because the system or the banking system is not as good in Venezuela, is not that transparent, they're using crypto for that. But at the same time, Venezuelan government, Venezuelan agency that watches the crypto transaction is publishing new set of anti-money laundering and know your client rules. And Venezuelans are not very happy about it, not because it's going to become harder to do the transactions, but because this KYC and AML collects a lot of information about people. And people are not very happy about this. Now, an amusing thing. I mentioned already twice that the XRP Ripple been moved from the very honorable fourth place among in the market cap of all cryptos. And who took its place? Dogecoin. It's really the event that for example, I don't understand it. Okay, I understand it. Mike Novogratz, a very, very crypto billionaire. I'm sure you've heard his name. One of the founders of MicroStrategy says that Dogecoin, what is happening with Dogecoin is simple a middle finger to the banking system, to the establishment. Dogecoin does not have any technology behind it, as far as I know. It's purely a hype asset. But right now, it reached fourth place in capitalization, and it's only behind Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Binance Coin, and it kicked out XRP from the fourth place. The reason for that, not the reason, I mean, actually, because of that, eToro now added Dogecoin to its trading platform. Bitfinex actually made Dogecoin pairs available for margin trading even. So this is something to watch, even in an amusing way, but still it's an interesting approach. Now, you all heard about a story that like Bitcoin Pizza Day. Have you? I'm sure you have. That's a day when one of the Bitcoin holders who had, I don't remember how many, huge amount of Bitcoins, traded it for a couple of domino pizzas. Right now, this Bitcoins that he traded would have been few $100 million. Similar situation happened to the Dogecoin creator, Billy Marcus. In 2015, he traded he sold off his all of Dogecoin that he had, and he used the money to buy Honda Civic. Well, which sounded probably right at the time. Think about it. Right now, the whole company, Honda Cars, has market cap of $54 billion. Dogecoin has grown past that to $86 billion. It's one of the most amusing, entertaining, and sad stories of crypto world. I mean, we've heard a lot about people who lost their keys, who lost their passwords, who traded. I'm going to do one of the next, I think, sessions. I'm going to make a small portion of it, telling you about people who actually what you could have bought for the Bitcoin that you had 10 years ago, or even 1 year ago, what you could have bought today. Banks, I told you about New York Digital Investment Group, NYDIG. They now allow, they made the project allowing banks to more than 100 banks, customers to trade and hold and sell the crypto that they have. Very, very important because, well, it's actually understandable. Banks do not want to lose their customers. Very, very quickly, trading robots, just want to remind you about them. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. We don't have much time anymore. Now I want to talk about futures. What are the futures? I'm sure you all heard about this word in the business area. What are the future contracts? They are the agreements that allow traders or investors and producers to speculate on the future price of an asset. In other words, what it is, contracts function as a two-party commitment. A seller and a buyer agree that the seller would give away a certain future date, certain quantity of asset, in our case Bitcoin, at a certain price. Buyer does it because he thinks that the price is going to go up, and the opposite for sellers. Bitcoin futures are basically similar things. You can buy, you can trade Bitcoin, and you can hedge Bitcoin without having to the necessity of having it in your wallet. So they're basically contracts to buy or sell Bitcoin at a future date. How does it work? You agree with at a certain point, if you think that the price is going to go up, you lock into the price, certain price at a certain date. If you think that the price is going to go down, you do the same, but with the right to sell the Bitcoin at a certain time. So basically, this is how it works. I mean, I will do very, very thorough explanation of how to use it in one of our special trading webinars in QubitLife. Watch follow the news, follow the information that we're giving out. Probably it will start in a week or two, and you will be able to understand and trade the futures very, very successful after these webinars. What are the benefits of trading Bitcoin future? Flexibility, leverage, liquidity, and portfolio diversification. I'm not going to get into much details on that right now. The difference between options and futures, we talked about options a couple of meetings ago, a couple of weeks ago. In options, you get the right to buy, but not the obligation. In futures, it's indeed the obligation. You need to honor the contract at the end and the expiration date. Well, very, very simple. I mean, basically, I don't have much time. I want to show you how, if you decide to trade futures on Binance Exchange. On the main page of Binance Exchange, you go to the derivatives and you select the future contract that you are interested in doing, and you click on it. You open this page opens. You need to transfer money into that, into the futures part of your account, and then you can start trading the futures, and your positions will be reflected here. If you are not familiar with well, actually, what I showed before is the testnet. You are able to. There is it's like a demo for forex or other assets. You are able to master your skills by using test money, and I will tell you about it more about it. Tell you more about it next time. This is a real Binance future page. This is where you can do your trades. Now, just a very, very quick, I will tell you about this next time. I want to show you this picture. We hear a lot about the fact that Bitcoin and crypto in general, Bitcoin, let's talk about Bitcoin, is a dirty asset. Because of the harm to the pollutions, because of the pollution it produces, because of the electricity it needs to make to mine the Bitcoin. Here is a table: energy used and the CO2 pollution that comes out for several major activities of life. Gold mining, gold jewelry, gold recycling, paper currency, fiat currency production, banks, I mean, this is which are using ATM, and Bitcoin mining. Well, the danger of Bitcoin is slightly exaggerated. No, not slightly, very significantly exaggerated. It's not the last among the polluters and users of electricity, but it's not the first as well. It's right there among others. Don't believe the people who tell you that Bitcoin is killing our environment. Thank you again to these sources and media resources that I am using to collect this information. Wish you very, very healthy and successful trading week, and I will see you.